All right, y'all. So I wasn't gonna show y'all this or tell y'all about this, to be real honest. But I figured whatever, I could have some humility and be honest and real about, what it is being a rookie driver and shit like that. So about 2 weeks ago, really like a week ago, it was last week, I got a call to go save another driver that had a broke down truck, blah, 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 blah. It's real late / early. I got called late. Was able to get a couple hours of sleep until they woke me up again at like 3. Had to be somewhere 2 hours away and everything. So whatever, long story short, I get over there and I'm trying to find a place to drop my trailer at because he broke down in a real unconventional place. So in the midst of trying to find where to drop the trailer at, where it should be good and everything, I got caught up in a shopping plaza. For y'all know that just shopping plazas are literally built and designed to not allow truck drivers in there with all the islands and tight turns and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because truck drivers should just not go in there. And I really didn't try to. I tried to get into the back of a Best Buy, but there was no way in from there. And it was just like, all right, I'm in here. I got to get out. Whatever. So I'm trying to get out and everything. And like I said, it got real tight. So I ended up brushing against a tree and popped the tire, which y'all not gonna see it. I already got it replaced. Really, the tire wasn't damaged. It was the rim. So I bent the rim and let out the air. So I got a new rim on that. But you're not gonna be able to see it. Don't even matter. But in the midst of it though, my red rear reflector, it broke, but it popped in. So the light was working, but it popped in, and the clear red lens broke a little bit. So I had to replace that. But anyways, I broke this hook that allowed me to keep my trailer open when I'm, docking up, whether that's receiving or shipping some load. I gotta have my trailers open. The trailer door stuck open because now they're gonna be flapping around and everything, and then whatever. So I've been using the strap to hook onto this hook, and then when it's open, I'll tie the strap around my T-bar in the back. But I need that. I need that, and I'm not just gonna keep using straps. It's just annoying. It's just, it doesn't add much on it. It adds like 2 minutes, not even a minute really. But it's just annoying. Don't want to do that. So I came up with a kind of like a jerry rig for it because I've been calling around for that exact part number and nobody could find it. Nobody had it. The only place that did have it was Fleet Pride. Why can't I turn? How do I turn this around, dog? But either way, it was Fleet Pride, and they were gonna ship it. I had to get it shipped, and I'm not going home for like another 3 weeks, so I'm not dealing with that. So this is a rod from my CB antenna that I'm not using. I added on the longer rod, so I'm not using this. And I always save things like this. I always just save like little random stuff that I'll be able to use later. Maybe not for its intended purpose, but should be able to use for a need at the time, right? Let's just say it like that. But figured, all right, now that I'm looking, we'll see if it'll fit. We'll see if it'll work, depending. It should work. It'll work. But either way, I was looking through some CB stuff and everything like that, and I seen this, and I was like, oh, that looks like a good bracket that I could use. See, it kind of like lines up with it. Hopefully it'll work. So we'll get to that. I'll just take this off, slap that in there, put that on, but I'll probably bend that on that curb a little bit, right? So pretty much we're just trying to get it to look exactly like this. This one has it to where you could pop this bracket out and it'll snap, or maybe the other one does, but the other one looked like it was just welded onto there, so I wouldn't be able to just slip that bar into it, you know what I mean? But we'll see. I'll take it off, see if I could just slip the bar into there, and if it's just like a bracket and a hook, or if it's the hook is welded onto the bracket as well. So we did get it off and it's welded. So I guess next thing we'll do, we'll take that out, see if it lines up with that, and if it don't, see what we could do to make it line up with that. That's the goal, y'all. We getting that done. We getting that done. All right. So bracket ain't big enough. It don't fit over to this side, but I did bend this on the curb with a hammer, and I do think that this will be good enough. I mean, it's not like it's all right. I was able to pull on my weight, but I'll tighten it up just a little bit. All right, that'll hold. I'm gonna put the nut or something on top of that to hold it. Maybe a couple of these nuts. Let me see if a couple of these nuts will go on there. I didn't want to use this nut because it came off of like something more important on the CB antenna. So I'd rather preserve that just in case I needed to swap mine out. That shit held. It held, y'all. It held. So we out here making rigs for shit. I like to call it nigga rigging it, but you know, it'll hold open. We all right.